We
Okay.
have 3 minutes. I have 6 questions. I believe in us. I think we can do this.
Go for it. I'll answer all 6 with one. So just ask the first one. I'll give it to you. I promise.
Okay. What came more naturally to you, playing a salesman or a spy?
I think there's an aspect to Greville Wynn as a salesman where he is performative. So in a weird way, he was quite a good recruit despite having absolutely no background or experience of spycraft. And despite as well being severely dyslexic to the point of being near illiterate, he had the gift of the gab. He was charming. He knew how to present himself and was a very quick study. And he trusted Pankowski. He learned from him as much as he did from CIA and MI6. So I think, yeah, the businessman aspect of him is the perfect sort of thing to begin with. A comfortable man living a comfortable life, spreading into middle age, both physically and ambition-wise. He'd certainly got to where he needed to get to from his humble Welsh background to marrying above his station, having a nice house in Kensington and Chelsea, and a steady stream of income from working quite savvily working a new market in Eastern Europe during the era of the Iron Curtain. So fine, put your feet up at the end of the day, have a glass of scotch, tease your kid, and put your slippers on and read the papers. That's kind of him. And then suddenly he gets this phone call, his entire life is turned upside down. And that was one of the challenge for me, really, was to mark that progression all the way through the film when you're shooting out a sequence, and a very key thing for me and Dominic to try and navigate. And because he has to be amateurish at the beginning. He has to be the thing that Pankowski finds safe about him, because he knows the KGB will suspect him less if he is amateurish, having had all the usual diplomatic back routes blown through various investigations and KGB exposing of both the US Embassy and the UK Embassy in Moscow. So they were searching for a new type, and Pankowski had a very good understanding of people, as did Greville, and they met and they got on incredibly well, obviously forged by this incredible circumstance they shared. But I think there was a lot of crossover in their personalities and their very human foibles, their love of good times and the sort of high octane nature of what they were doing, and the entertaining aspect of being a business salesman as well. I think that appealed to both of their appetite for liquor and etc. But I think also fundamentally a share of thinking there was a better solution to the one that was being offered them, in terms of this saber rattling, this very real threat of mutually assured destruction that Khrushchev and Kennedy were playing out with Cuba. So they wanted to do things for a universal that transcended their politics, their geopolitical positions, their geographical positions, as well as a London and Moscow-based man. And they found that within the security of knowing that peace is the better option. They found that in fighting for that, and while risking isolation from their families as potential punishment, or even their families' actual security, that ultimately they were fighting for their families and their country's security to try and avert a nuclear war. So yeah, I answered about 8 questions there, I think. You'll be all right.
I had 6. We got one.
Go
one
on.
Is better than
try another
none.
One. You're my penultimate one. I'm feeling generous. Go on.
They're telling me I got to wrap. I know it's late.
Sorry, show me your tattoo first. What birds are they?
Oh, they actually represent my children, because we've always called my eldest, my son, Bird or Birdie. And so then that's my daughter, and it's just represent. And my next one is going to be a Shakespearean quote, and I was going to get Our Little Life. And I'm just wondering if you think that would be a good one, given your Shakespearean background.
It's rounded with a
Our Little Life.
Our little life.
All right. The older I get, the more it means to me that's enough.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well
All
done.
right.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Great to see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.